but it is going to be interesting. I don't know how I'm sounding. I think I'm sounding like because I'm not really feeling great. Yeah, but we can still do this. So tonight we are starting from another statement of Devil Umahi, a man that believes that. Okay, hang on. A man that once believed that it will be APC, Egbekebe's presidential candidate for 2023. I don't know if some of you will remember that. Yeah, he met with Bokwari. After meeting with Bokwari, they finalized, they finalized him crossing over to APC with the promise that Bokwari was going to choose, back an Igbo man for president in 2023. This was way back in 2021, 2022, by the way. No, 2021 rather. So Devil Umahi, since then, has become a glorified, what do you call it? A glorified political slave within their camp. He is an Igbo man. And he is an Igbo man that has done everything to pacify the Yorubas, the Fulanis. Okay, whatever you want me to do, I'm not like other Igbos. I can cooperate. I will do whatever you want me to do, right? You can trust me. You know, all this Igbo pick me in Nigeria. He's one of them. He's one of those people I told you of that, despite the fact that they are members of the APC, the bigotry against the profiling of the Igbos in Nigeria hasn't kind of like stopped. The entire system believing that an Igbo man will never be president of Nigeria, like Igbo can never lead, That's the sentiment that, was created by the Yoruba politicians, Hausa politicians, and other, Fulani politicians and what have you. Igbo man cannot be trusted. I don't know how they manage to ingrain that in your brain, but those behind that statement, they have Igbos as political associates, business partners. And I always ask myself, like, whenever they make all that kind of all those statements, right? Whenever they make such statement, do they ever, by any means, think about the Igbos who are within them, like the Igbos who are their friends, the Igbos who are, and someone said that, no matter how much these Igbo fools try to, placate or pacify the criminals from other regions, they will still be treated with suspicion, So Devil Umahi has been very vocal among others like Solu Dompo, even this Opesus Odinjo or Opesus Odingba of Imo, never for once comes out, right, to like openly to what? To condemn his own people. Like this Devil Umahi. Igbos are wrong, Igbos are guilty, Igbos are faulty, it is our fault, we need to kind of be friends with other people, meanwhile you are friends with them. You are governors, you are ministers, you are, you are lawmakers, you mingle with all these guys. But statements like Igbos can be trusted are said even in their presence. And they will back it, they say, it's true, it is true. We Igbos, we need to integrate. We Igbos, we need to cooperate with other regions, like people like Devil Umahi. So he has now come out to say, even if they want to choose any president from Igbo land for Nigeria, that would be him. Yeah, that would be me. Because I have done so many great things. And for now, it is Tifnubu's turn. So when Tifnubu is done, Devil Umahi is looking forward to him becoming a vice presidential sort of candidate to anybody Tifnubu anoints. Same guy, they told him that he was going to be the presidential, go and Google it, they told him that he was going to be the presidential candidate of APC, that Bokwari loves the Igbo so much that he was going to hand over to an Igbo man. Do you know that is why Devil Umahi joined APC? Yeah, that's the main reason why he joined them. But that never happened. But fair enough, Tinubu made him a minister. So here was Devil Umahi. This time, I think it was like a year ago, talking about his own ethnic nationality, the Igbos. A condemnation I'm talking about, like the self-hating Igbos is one of them. Here, they've done everything to placate the owners of Nigeria. You can trust me. They've prostrated for IBB, prostrated for Abdul Salami, prostrated for their Satan of Shokoto, prostrated for anybody they could prostrate to. They still can't be trusted. Because the most thing there is that the only thing that is keeping Nigeria going or keeping Nigeria together as you have it is basically the fact that the Igbos are still part of it and they can be used for their sacrificial, what have you, within the union. They always believe that. If everything is wrong with that contraption, it is easier to go and blame an Igbo man. In case if you don't know, an Igbo man will blame himself too and say, now my people need to accommodate others. Self-hating. Listen to this one. This was Devil Umahi about 10 months ago.
And I used the opportunity to talk to Southeast people. When we go to social media and talk, castigate and all sorts of things, I continue to tell my people, our problem is different from other regions. Our problem, we have to count one before we count two. We lost it some time ago. What we need is to be reintegrated into the affairs of the country. I said that before now, there was no federal project in Ebonyi State. But you can see everywhere there are federal projects in all the southeast. Is that not integration? For Mr. President to give an Igbo man, Minister of Works, Chief of Naval Staff, the Minister of Science and Technology, because I'm in fact, and I know that the young man is about, launching our own satellite by the support of the President. Is it not integration? So we need to be properly integrated. Other people have been integrated, and that's why you see them shouting and making efforts for more demands. But let's work together supporting this same president that has integrated us. But we are not yet sitting very well. We have to sit very well. If you are sick, you will not know there is hunger. It's when you get well before you start thinking of other things we are missing. So let us support the president.
Nuisance, Lele.
That's how they speak, by the way. We as Igbo people, we need to integrate into Nigeria. Baba, 50, how many years now? 55 years after their genocidal war, that Gowon said, no winner, no vanquish. So they haven't still integrated the Igbos into Nigeria, according to this Aslika, this ombud slave, Devil Umahi, right? After that, 55 years after that, their genocidal war, the Igbos remain the only people who have actually shown true Nigerian spirit, if you want to say that. There have been those who have left their region, right, to establish businesses outside their region in, massive, what have you. So, but yet the politicians will be telling their fellow Igbos that they needed to integrate. They made the Minister of Works. And Devil Umahi is like, Igbo should be grateful to Tinubu for appointing an Igbo man as Minister of Works. As if to say, no, be in that same contraption, you had a coordinating minister of the entire economy and the Minister of Finance, Okonjo Iweala. Where is she from? So the likes of Devil Umahi and the rest of them, what they've managed to get out, right, which they believe they got based on the benevolence, not because they are part of the Nigeria project. And the law says they must appoint a minister from every state in Nigeria. So appointing him as a minister, making him a minister of works, to him is like a favor for the Igbos. And the Igbos need to, instead of you going on social media and criticizing government and all of that, you are supposed to, Tinubu is very, very kind to us. Look at me, I'm a minister. Look at how that young man, I saw him in fact, he's a minister of science and technology. You know? So Devil Umahi has been licking asses all this while, and somehow, he's living in his own bubble. I'm a Yoruba man, right? I am a Yoruba man, and I won't lie to you. I've heard my fellow Yorubas waiting for Tifnubu to finish, and there is nothing, right? They won't call Devil Umahi for taking their land, stealing their land in Lagos for Tifnubu. They won't mention Tifnubu per se. It's going to be an Igbo. In Lagos, people have died because Devil Umahi with Tifnumbu, they were stealing people's lands, ancestral lands, along the path where he said he's building his coastal road. Oriel before last when Tifnumbu is no longer there. And guess what? He's going to get that in two places because he's already throwing his own people under the bus. To him, the Igbos are the problem. You get that now? And whatever anger or whatever displeasure they have with the system is not justified, since they have been given an appointment. He's making his own billions, hundreds of billions of stolen money. He's having the best time of his life. So right now he's presenting himself as the best candidate. He said, for now, Tifnubu is the president. And Tifnubu as your president is going to spend 8 years, meaning Tifnubu will be there till 2031, according to Devil Umahi. And it's going to go back to the north. That is the president's story. Tifnubu will choose somebody from the north, and they will make him president. Devil Umahi will become the vice president. So by 2039, Devil Umahi will be the most qualified Igbo man. As he is, right? He said, I'm the most... Okay, listen to him. Umahi.
All the governors of Southeast are supporting, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu second term. I saw a man that was running his mouth, and the man was saying the only place that you have, 100% support, a man has his region intact, is, in Southeast, and he was talking of my brother P2B. If when the presidency will come to Southeast, I should be at the forefront because of my performance. And I've asked for debate. Anybody that feels otherwise, I created something out of this Ebonyi state. God used me to do it. And so we compare, governor to governor time and compare what you have done for Southeast. I beat my chest and said, listen, God has used me, President Bola Ahmed has used me to better the laws of Southeast. You can tell me when else we had it this good. And so boldly we are saying that Southeast, we support President, is supporting President for 2027. And there's no governor in Southeast that is not supporting the President. And governors are in charge of their states. You see Anambra, you see Enugu, you see Ebonyi. You've seen all that the governor is doing. You see Abia, my cousin, you see Imo, our leader. So we are very confident that we write our history. And as you're here, my advice for our people, the Igbos, is to re-engage. We can't get to presidency by sentiments. We have to re-engage, we have to support other regions, and at the time of God, nobody will stop it. It will come to us. And who knows, whether that time it will be the man standing by the other women standing.
Now to turn far. Ma òkúta tó wà ńbẹ̀ ma yọ kúrò ńbẹ̀ ma sàbí gbàtà bá ń sa ẹ̀wà.
Politicians are so shameless enough that they seem to be living in their own bubble, in their own world. Ebonyi State is the poorest state in the entire southeast of Nigeria. Ebonyi State has the highest number of out-of-school children today in the entire southeast of Nigeria. In fact, Ebonyi is like the Zamfara of the southeast. Ebonyi, the place where this mofo was their governor. But because he's lucky enough that I think the state is so backward that somebody like Devil Umahi is like a star, a star in the shining armor. He was there for 8 years. He was constructing, ridiculous road projects where there is no traffic, abandoning their main, probably the supposed main township roads, community roads, and the rest of that, including healthcare, schools, and what have you. Ebonyi State has the highest number of out-of-school children in the entire southeast of Nigeria. But hey, he's building concrete road in Lagos. He's building bridges, and he's putting shed on the bridge. He's building bridges, not pedestrian bridges. He's building overhead. He actually built one overhead bridge in his state capital that you can sit down there for hours, and you probably will not count up to 20 cars that will pass it. Guess what? The overhead bridge, Ebonyi, so village, right? And then he put a shed on it, like roof on top of the bridge. So it will be like a pedestrian. Meanwhile, it's actually, for cars. So they are so backward, right? That this guy feels so like a champion from somewhere in the eastern part of Nigeria. Then he made Ngwa Firu or something as the governor. Oh dear. Yeah? But hey, is the guy that is awarding contract of trillions of naira, 18 trillion, 3.6 trillion, 7 trillion, 4 trillion, 5 trillion, is swimming in money. A village man from Ebonyi State. A village champion from Ebonyi is looking at himself as he won this national, this national star in APC, Egbekebe. Devil Umahi. I am pretty much like wishes that, those who are like the real Igbos themselves, who mostly are not really interested in politics, unfortunately, right? Maybe some of them will look and see what has happened to the region, especially when you see that most of the Igbos you get to know, or they are adventurous, what have you out there, present them as people who are, smart, and then pretty much like a futuristic as well, right? Always on the go. But when you take a look at their career criminal politicians, they are pretty much like the weapon fashioned against the region. They are the ones behind the insecurity in the eastern part of Nigeria, from their Ebubeagu to their unknown gunmen, as well as their own sponsored militias here and there in the eastern part of Nigeria. They have been the ones who have collaborated with the murderous Boko Haram's regime in order to unleash the terror that sought the killings of God knows how many numbers of young people in the eastern part of Nigeria. These guys, these ones, they will leak asses. They believe that they have to, the Igbos will say, "Oh, we don't bow for anyone. You can't force us to bow down for anyone. So if we bend our head, we are just showing respect, not out of submission or anything." Igbos will tell you that, right? But when you take a look at their politicians, oh my dear God, they are the dredge of the society. Like they are the dredge of the quality of their own. How can I put it? The quality of their foolery, right, is exceptional. Put it that way. So they are willing, to get ruled. I mean, just get trampled upon as long as they're going to get power. They will publicly condemn their own people. Meanwhile, in that same Nigeria, where they're asking the Igbos to come and integrate this mofoso, come and integrate. In that same Nigeria, you have the Fulanis killing everybody all over the place. Nobody has said that the Fulanis needs to reintegrate to Nigeria. Or anybody who identifies as a politician, a Fulani politician, you must convince us. No, nobody is saying that. And these guys are going from one state to the other, wreaking havoc, committing terrorism, kidnapping, raping, killing, and all of that stuff. Just like that. No one is saying that, because of this, so we can't trust the Fulani anymore. We cannot trust the Hausa Fulani anymore. They are murderers. They are people, nobody is saying that. But when you listen to an Igbo man that says, we Igbos, we have problem, it's because we need to try and integrate with other people. What are you talking about? Integrate. We have to try to stop criticizing Nigeria. We have to. If an Igbo politician is saying that, what do you expect a politician from other part of Nigeria to say? He was talking there. People were laughing. Yeah, because to them, what Peter Obi is doing, is